Okay, golf in Japan. We're trying something new today. You know, with the advent of new media, we're coming to you live. So we're going to record the podcast live, and also we're going to do video, which will be for our I was going to say listeners, but our viewers on YouTube, which we started a new YouTube channel. So welcome everybody to that. We're joined today by well, you can see who we're joined today by if you're on YouTube. So hello, Damon.
Hello.
And hello, Ryan.
Hello. Names and faces finally,
Yeah.
Exactly. We have to do a quick background check. We're actually all in the same office, but we've all got slightly different backgrounds. So I have my plant, the old TSR driver and fairway woods, my hat. There's a Sevi book there, and you know there's some other stuff over there. Damon, what have you got, mate? Can you show us your kick-ass view of Tokyo?
Yep, right behind me we have cloudy, rainy Tokyo.
Nice and foggy.
What's the Twin Towers over there? Oh, it's two apartments, yeah.
That's part of Shiodome, just before the Tokyo Bay.
Right, so we've got Nishishinbashi and Shiodome behind Damon. What about you? What have you got?
Looks like it's snowing behind me if you like it's certainly coming down and foggy and whatnot. But you were saying there's some kind of special area behind me?
Yeah, so if you move a bit more to your left, right, and you see the way that there's an avenue going right down there. So all the way to the end, actually you can see the kind of it's like a guardhouse to the emperor's house, and it's very picturesque. It's like it's got like a kind of a castle-y two-tier castle thing. Then it has a bridge in front of it. You can't see it because it's lashing rain at the moment. So beautiful weather we have, guys. It's gone cooler, but it's raining heavily today. But yeah, we don't have to talk about the weather. You can see it.
Good forecast for the weekend, though. So
yeah, it looks really nice. I mean, it's the best season for golf. It's greens are going to be receptive tomorrow. Okay, and of course we have no Pro Joe today, so he's still at the Asian Amateur, even though finished on Sunday. I guess someone has to pick up all the trash. And
that's kind of what he said he was doing, isn't it? He had to bring down all the billboards and everything, working hard. Good on you, Joe.
Stuffing all the trash bags.
I think because we have the screen and it's like the Brady Bunch, and then there's a little blank space there. We're going to add some, tasty screenshots of Joe, probably in a towel, as we'd like to give him a grief about that.
Well, Damon, it looked like you spotted him on TV, right?
No, I did, yeah, on day one. I think that was the first tee, he said it was. Standing in the background, watching the guys hit off.
We'll pop that in there.
I remember when the first Ozo came. I actually have a picture. This is kind of sad, though. It was on the Monday finish, and the camera was following Tiger Woods walking down the fairway, and me and Paul were giving it loads behind it, and I found it on the Golf Network, and I cropped it, screenshot it, and actually it's not too bad. It's like Tiger right in front of me and Paul going like this. Closest I'll get, mate. But that's it forever.
To the man.
Yeah. And I think we should, because we're doing it in a little bit different format, we should also mention our sponsor. So today's podcast is brought to you by Titleist. Probably you heard it, if you're on the audio, you would have still heard our commercial, but Ryan, do you want to give us the tagline at least?
The fastest way to better.
There you go. So on the Titleist stuff, I've been hitting my GT driver unbelievably well. I don't know how you're getting on, Damien, with yours, but I'm getting about an extra 15-20 yards, and it's going much straighter, less crazy dispersion. Now, saying that, I can always hit a wild one, and it goes. I can miss both ways, but if I'm playing well, and that's on me, it goes straight, which I'm really happy about. So. Yeah. So
I played really well with it on the weekend as well.
Did you?
Yep, getting good distance.
What did you shoot?
That's not important.
Well, yeah,
that's not important as long as you hit the driver well.
Better, just better.
Yeah, but yeah.
Well, like there's like a little bell that Damon rings every time somebody wants to have a fitting, right? So that bell's been ringing fair bit. Like, seems like there's a lot of interest in people wanting to have a Titleist fitting while they're in town.
Absolutely.
And I think we've both discovered this as well. I've had guys say, "Oh, let me have a rip," look, I'll just throw down a ball and hit the GT driver, and they've said, "I want your driver. I want this exact driver," and it's happened to you as well.
That happened just last weekend. So last couple of weeks, I've been playing with a good friend, Ted Miller. So he's been playing with my GT2, and we also took him a GT3 as well. And he'd been having a few rounds with it, and then just said, "I want the exact shaft, everything." So we ordered him one of those, and it's in the mail, so to speak.
Mine's an 11 degree though, so I find that kind of weird. I think it's too much loft for most people, but I hit it quite low, so it's kind of training me to hit up on the ball, and it's going quite a nice trajectory now. But yeah, so
but with an 11, you wouldn't need to hit up on the ball as much.
I kind of do. I always just train myself to hit it quite low, and that's why I was losing distance. Keeping it out of the wind, I suppose. And now I'm hitting it quite high. So it's going much further, which was rudimentary, but there you go, 11 degrees. Who knew?
Yeah, good.
Okay, cool. So we'll keep on moving as normal. We'll focus on our prefecture of the week, and where are we going, Damon?
We're going to Akita. So Akita Prefecture, located in the Tohoku region of the northern part of Japan, on the west coast or the Japan seaside. Very well known for its heavy snowfall in the winter, and obviously making it a really popular destination for all the winter sports and festivals.
I don't think it's too heavily populated up there, right? So if we're talking about, there's Hokkaido on the top, it's just underneath on
west.
The Tohoku landmass to the left. Yeah, so it's pretty much primeval forests up there, and everybody kind of lives on the coast and so on. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I've never been there. You guys ever been there?
No.
It just has such a occupies a big place inside the Japanese consciousness. Though it's I think we've all heard a lot about it. Like there's a lot of cultural things that come from there and whatnot, but not but it seems like very few people actually go up there that often. So
Yeah, but famous for its hot springs, of course, and food. The kiri tampo. Do you guys know what that is?
No. Kiri tampo.
I bet it's some kind of mashed rice or
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's a famous local dish made with rice that's pounded and shaped around a stick and then grilled.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we all know it, but quite famous for that area. But I think for me, one of the things that stand out the most about Akita, and pronunciation Akita or Akita, tomato.
Not Akita.
Akita.
Keter.
But anyway, is Hachiko.
Oh,
the dog.
The dog.
Shiba
That's
Inu.
right. Yeah. So the loyal dog Hachiko, it's known for waiting for his master, the owner, every day at Shibuya Station, and even now there's the statue of the dog there. So the dog would wait there for its owner when he went to work every day. The owner was obviously from Akita. And even after the owner's death, the dog would still go and wait for his master, his owner.
There was a remake in a Hollywood version.
That's right, yeah.
Richard Gere.
Richard Gere.
Yeah, Hachiko.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Hachiko.
Kind of depressing.
Yeah. Do you know how long ago that was?
2006.
No, not the movie.
Okay.
Hachiko. Well, let's say there was trains there, so it had to be after the kind of around the Meiji period. So turn of the century, 1910.
A little bit after, 1926.
Okay.
So it's really popular, even with all the foreigners that come here. It seems to be quite a popular destination, and certainly a photo for the holiday books.
That's where you always say you meet people.
Yeah, that is. That's right.
Shibuya, Hachiko, and it's the certain exit, and there's a statue of the dog. And then at Halloween, someone always puts a mask or a Batman mask or something like that on top of Hachiko. Poor Hachiko. And during COVID, he had a mask on over his face.
Or dress up as Hachiko for Halloween.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah. And you guys, anything special from Akita Prefecture?
I know that, like every prefecture, because it's so cold there in the winter, nabe. They have a certain kind of nabe that they eat. Obviously seafood, they have the same kind of diet as the Hokkaido people, and so it's very famous for seafood. Sushi's amazing there. Everything's pretty reasonably priced. It's kind of like the land that time forgot in terms of pricing for everything. What else? I did do a bit of research, but I can't remember. I think you took all the good ones.
I was thinking about Nama Hage. Those
Nama Hage.
Yeah, they're well known. So it's like Krampus. Maybe I'm going out on a limb now, but there's a tradition in Christmas as well where there's a beast that will come around and scare children to be good.
Yeah. They're kind of Oni no Sato or Oni no Soto.
Right. Yes. So the ogre is sometimes how it's translated into English, and but this is really well known. So it's like a special kind of face, hairy face with a straw kind of cape, and like
Yeah,
be a good boy. And so that comes from Akita. Known
And
as,
what's it called?
Nama Hage.
Nama Hage. So Nama, I would have thought would be raw,
Right.
and Hage is like bald.
And yet it's quite hairy. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Apparently I don't know if you guys know the fictional series called Detective Conan.
Yep.
Yeah.
The creator of that is from Akita.
Oh, right. Okay.
So he has like a little museum up there and stuff like that, I heard. But.
Oh, very good.
All
Okay.
right, cool. Oh, it's famous for sake.
Yep. I mean,
guess rice
most
is good.
prefectures are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Actually, if you go to Golf in Japan and you go to courses and you click Akita and you go in there, you'll see at the very bottom of all the course listings, you will see a travel guide to Akita, and you can actually see a picture of what we're talking about. You can see the nice nabe, you can see the two crazy guys with the masks, what to bring back. You can see it's rice crackers, sake, nice pictures of onsen and so on.
Uncharted Japan, you could say. And but they do have some golf up there, I guess.
They do. Unfortunately, a little bit dwindling in the amount of courses. But we had Kieran looking at some courses this morning, and unfortunately, some of them had taken the...
Yeah, well, part of us doing a prefecture of the week is that we can kind of go through all of our listings and just make sure all the information we have on the site is accurate. And this morning we had 17 courses.
Now there's 13.
And I went through them all, and now there's 13. So, we hadn't done it in a while, but obviously...
So what happens when they disappear?
They go to golf course heaven.
They do.
Well, actually, how
Solar
we've been
panel
checking
heaven.
if they're alive or not is if you see on our listings, we have a Google map on the bottom, and then if I click on that map and it opens up, you can actually see if it's like kind of still a golf course. You can see loads of solar farm or whatever. So somewhere, and sometimes some like they change name, and that had happened with one golf course, and so we kind of went through it, and it's kind of sad to see all the golf courses closing, but you can imagine it's not a very densely populated area, so 13 golf courses is probably perfect for that amount of people. They all tend to be towards the populated areas, so they're in competition with themselves. So I guess when COVID and all that kind of stuff hit, especially the independent golf courses, they tend to feel a pinch quicker, whereas a golf course that maybe has 17 or 18 or even more golf courses as a conglomerate, then they can survive better. So unfortunately that's what happened. So if you're coming to Japan and you want somewhere that's amazing, lush valleys and sleepy onsen towns and nice golf courses, and I think there's 2 or 3 golf courses that we were looking at today that looked absolutely amazing, then we would recommend visiting somewhere out of the way. It's only like, I guess, an hour by plane from Tokyo, and probably about 4 hours by Shink. So, not too bad, easy enough to get to. So we'd recommend checking it out.
I imagine those golf courses would be pretty reasonably priced as well.
Yeah, it looked like, everything was under, weekday 6,000 yen.
Wow.
And if you imagine now, it'll be nice and cool up there, all the koyo. It's just absolutely natural forests, just as they have been forever. And it just goes all the different oranges and reds, and it's a very nice experience. Anywhere in Tohoku is actually really good for that. And it's because it just drastically starts getting cold at night that it changes. I'm sure North America and so on is the same. Ireland tends to stay pretty green. You don't really get too much fall foliage colours, and then or the leaves just fall off the trees, boom, gone.
Yep.
So, but this is pretty spectacular.
6,000 yen, that's like $40, like 40 US bucks.
40
That's
US bucks.
so
Yeah.
cheap, isn't
So
it?
cheap.
There was actually, while I was researching, there was one place, I'll think of it now, but they basically it was a Riverside 9-hole course, and then since we had last, checked out what was up there, they turned into an 18-hole Riverside course, and it's only 3,000 yen to play, which is what in dollars?
25, 20.
Yeah.
20 bucks. So on a Riverside 18-hole, it was about 6,000 yards, par 70.
Yeah.
I think Dayatami or something. I'll have to research it now, but so that kind of thing. That was good to see. Golf course actually doing well.
Cheap to play. It costs you about $400 to get
cheap
there.
to play, man. Yeah, $4.
No, $400 to get there.
Yeah, well,
There and back, but yeah. So what are
Don't
the
talk
golf
about
courses up there we can mention? I think you had 3 written down there.
Yep, hang on. I'll just.
I've got it here if you like.
Oh, please do.
Yep, the Akita Moritake Onsen 36 Golf Club. So obviously 36, I presume that's 2 golf courses there.
Could be.
Yep.
Yep.
The Ugo Country Club and the Northampton Golf Club. That sounds like something from the US.
Yeah, well, it's written as in Northampton, as in the place in England, but it's actually the design of the clubhouse. They got someone over from Atlanta, Georgia, to design the clubhouse and also the furnishings inside. So it's really nice leather couches, beautiful bar. So it seems like it's a kind of it's open even when it's snowing and stuff. So people are using it as a kind of a country club and a meeting spot and that kind of thing. So yeah, that looks really nice.
It looked really good.
The Northamptons in New York.
Yeah. When I looked it up, it looked exactly like that. It looked like someone's big mansion house type of thing. Looked beautiful.
Seems like it'd be like have a nostalgic feel, kind of an old time Americana.
Yeah, it had nice. It just the way it looks. It's like the Playboy Mansion kind of thing, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a big someone's estate. In America.
Japan's really good at that, though, aren't they? I mean, a lot of the golf clubs, they kind of replicate somewhere from different parts of the world, whether it's Europe or the US or other countries.
I'm kind of glad you said that, because when I was studying in university, they said if you want to see ancient Chinese architecture or even some Korean architecture, like go to Japan, because it's not as destroyed. It hasn't been destroyed for various reasons. Like Japan tends to take care of their buildings.
Very good.
I would say that. I actually, the only place where you see the kind of the very wide boulevards and stuff is like Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I mean, we know why that is, right? So everywhere else seems like it has the kind of nooks and crannies with the old temples and so on. But okay, so that was Akita. I think we should move on from that. Okay, so in the absence of Joe, I'll take over doing some of the tour news, but I'll inevitably need your help on this one, lads. So we'll start where Joe is, which was the Asian Amateur, which was in Taiheiyo Gotemba. Was he Taiwanese? And he was Chinese.
Yeah.
Ding Wendy, or Wenyi Ding.
Yep, from Taipei, yep.
Is he from Taipei?
Taiwan? Taipei.
Taipei is the capital of Taiwan, isn't it?
It is. This is true.
I think we're getting mixed up with the Sanderson Farm winner, because he was also from Taipei. I think he's from China. I could be wrong on that. We should check that. So he won up there, and so interestingly, he gets an invite to the Masters and to the Open. But there was a rumor abound that he would forgo keeping his amateur status and join the DP World Tour. And if he does that, then he won't be invited to Augusta and the Open, because they like to keep a spot for that, and I'm sure that's going to be controversial.
That's a big call. What would you do?
Yeah, because I mean, think of it. You look at Hideki Matsuyama and Ikeda and those guys. They won the Asian Amateur, and then they got to go and play in Augusta, right? And then they got to compete for the low amateur and the Open as well. And I think Hideki actually won the low amateur in the Masters when he played as an amateur, and that kind of, he just did things the right way, and then he became the low amateur in the Masters, and then I guess 10 years later he wins the Masters, right, as a professional. That's what people like to see. You come through, you win in all the amateur ranks. Tiger Woods, I think he won the US Amateur like a record 3 or 4 times before he became pro. And it's just doing it the right way. But of course, the kids these days, they're in a rush to get straight out on tour. If you imagine 20 years ago, there's no way you're winning, probably until you're, if you won before 25 was kind of exceptional, But now the kids are coming out of college and they hit it a mile. They're raring to go and they win. So if I was him and the chance presented itself, I think I would join the tour, because you can start making the greenbacks, start making some casherola.
Is there anything like, he wouldn't get the chance again as well? I mean, sometimes you want to seize the opportunity if it's presented. I mean, who knows what
he won't get the opportunity. If once you turn pro, right? That's it. So, yeah. But again, like, he's probably only like, he's probably at college age, so maybe 20, 21. So he could go next year, have a great run at, being, playing in these very prestigious tournaments, and then turn pro. And probably his invitation will still be waiting for him for the DP World Tour, I'd imagine. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does. I'm sure the Masters guys won't be too happy if he becomes pro, unless they make an exception and say, well, he can come anyway. he's earned the right. You know, he's won the competition.
Is that something that they do though?
Not sure.
Seems like there's several exceptions. Like talking about the DP World Tour, I was asking you about they allowed players from LIV, whereas at the same time like PGA doesn't. Seems like.
Hang on, hold your horses before we go into that. Let me just go through my list of stuff here then, and we will get to the DP World Tour. So the Asian Amateur was happening here in Gotemba, but on top of that we had on the JLPGA, or sorry, the men's tour, we had the I don't have my notes here. Oh, sorry, we had the ACN Championship Golf Tournament 2024, and that was won by a man called Takumi Kanaya. He's actually very well known player. He's won 7 times in the tour, and he won in a playoff against HW Liu for a 7th win. And then on the ladies, we had the Honda Golf Tournament, the Stanley Ladies Honda Golf Tournament. That was in Shizuoka Prefecture, and that was won by Miyu Sato, 21 years of age, I think, and I think she won 21 million yen, which isn't that much. How much is 21 million yen dollars?
That's it's a chunk, isn't it? It'd be like a
170 or something.
Yeah, 175.
I could see the purse for the event was 120 million, which is, I'd say, just shy of $1 million. So she got 170 grand out of that. Okay, not bad. Second came Yui Kamamoto, who we've talked about before. She's a favorite of Joe's and of all of us here. She has an amazing voice on her YouTube channel. She's very kawaii. And then the 4th place was Ryo Takeda, who we talked about and who was going on an absolute tear. She had a double bogey coming down the stretch, and that just pushed her back at the 4th. So no good for her. Then over on the PGA Tour, we had the Sanderson Farm Championship, is it? And that was won by Kevin Yu, who's a first-time winner, and he's from Taipei.
He's from
Chinese Taipei. So he was the first winner since CT Pan and the 3rd in history, I believe. He played his heart out. He was in the clubhouse with I can't remember, it was 21 under or something like that. And then Keith Mitchell, who was in the lead, or no, he was with Bo Hostler in the last group, and he had a putt to win, and he ended up 3-jacking the 18th. So he missed out on even the playoffs. So it was Bo Hostler, and that was such a shame. Keith Mitchell, of course, is the guy who wears the hat that has no top on it. I don't know, like a visor.
Same as Hostler.
Same as Hostler, actually, yeah. Bo Hostler. And he's a great head of hair, and I know Joe's a big fan because he wears those traditional FootJoys, and he's got that kind of swag to him. Swag to him. But so well done to Kevin Yu. So his first win. Okay, moving on to the DP World Tour now. Here we go. So we had the Dunhill Links, which is an amazing tournament. You've got amateurs playing with professionals over 3 courses. So you've got the old course of St Andrews, you've got Carnoustie, and you've got where else do you have? Where's the other golf course?
Pass.
Old course St Andrews. It'll come back to me. Everyone's saying, how could you forget that one? But that was an interesting one. You had a star-studded lineup, including LIV players. So European players that were previously banned by the DP World Tour are now allowed on. And
2 of them were in the top 10.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they were all getting a lot of coverage, and it was great to see. It was such a more competitive game, and it was nice to see everyone back, really. Hatton, of course, won. He held off. The story for me was actually Nicholas Colsaerts, who came second. So he's been kind of in and out of form. I was actually going to talk to him at the DP World Tour event in Gotemba, but I didn't get a chance. He was smoking a dart at the back of the clubhouse, and I was going to go over and chat to him, but he had such a bad day, and he was just really, really almost. He had made the cut, but he was really struggling with his game, and he had a chance, or he was under threat of losing his card this year. So now he came second, and he was leading the tournament. He had an albatross. An albatross is a 2 under par 5.
Wow.
In case you're wondering. Amazing player. He was a Ryder Cup star from years ago. And it's just fantastic to see him back on form. And hopefully he has his card now. I'm sure he will. And I look out for him. He might have a win very soon, because I think he just smashes it. And the way he strikes the ball is very unique. And I think if he's back on form and he's got his confidence back, it's going to be really good. So keep an eye out for him. But just checking just on Google now, why they're allowed to play, and it said, although the DP World Tour earned the right to inflict sanctions on players who've moved to the Saudi-backed LIV League by competing in conflicting events and defying the tour's rules, this doesn't mean that they can't play via other means. And the fines and suspensions can be served, of course, by the DP World Tour, and they can also choose to allow them to play. So there you go.
Wow.
Exceptions and options.
Yeah.
Well, just for Joe, I think it's pretty important to mention that obviously Hatton winning the tournament was LIV.
Yep.
Number 7th place, Mr. Rahm, John Rahm. Again, another LIV player. And 10th,
Fantastic.
Koepka,
Yeah,
another LIV player.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, why not, you know? And it's great to see them all playing again. And I think probably this time next year, because we've heard that, you know, Jay Monaghan was playing with the LIV guy. What's his name? Not the LIV guy, the PIF fund guy, Yasser.
Yep.
They've been playing. Tiger's been flying around on the jet. It seems like they're trying to push forward with a deal. So maybe this time next year it won't be so strange to see all the best players in the world play again together, which is cool.
So how did Rory go?
I think he was just having a laugh. He was having a knock around with his dad, and I think he did okay. I think he came middle of you know, nothing special. Lowry, McIlroy, Seamus Parra, the Irish players were kind of they were there maybe top 20, top 30, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But they didn't really have a good showing. And you know, but the thing is, you know, you're playing 3 links courses, different conditions, different winds, different everything. So if you get lucky, you know, you can actually shoot a super low round on those courses. Kingsbarns, was that the one I was missing before? So it was St Andrews, Kingsbarns, and Carnoustie. There's the 3. Got them. So, you know, some of them are easier than others. So it depending on what day and what course you're playing. So, yeah, that's my excuse for Rory and co. But no, Hatton just played super well. I mean, the way he was playing, it's just fantastic. Proper links golf at its finest. So well done to that. This week, there's not too much happening. I think there's nothing on the LPGA. Next week, they have the Buick. The DP World Tour have the French Open. And the PGA Tour has the Black Desert Championship. Then it has the Shiners. And then it's the Zozo in Japan. So I think, you know, we'll have to have a special guest, someone to talk to us about the Zozo very soon. We'll invite the boys on and see who bites. And hopefully we'll be able to get some more insight into PGA Tour coming to Japan, which is exciting.
That'd be great.
The countdown begins.
Yeah. So I think we're going to keep it pretty short. So any golf happening? We always ask that.
Yep.
Where are you playing?
We're going to try and get out to Tama Hills.
Oh, that's the base course. That's nice.
Yeah. On Saturday.
You've got a broken back still.
No, I was just thinking, like, you know, I feel like my back's in order, so I'm back. My back is back in order. So, like, I'm wanting to hit up Joe to see if he can give me some more lessons and see if I can't throw out another disc or
maybe you should come
maybe
out.
break my toe. I don't know.
Maybe you should come out with us and just like sit in the cart, play a few holes if you fancy it, and you know, just have a knock around and see how it feels. And then you know, if it feels tight or anything, just sit in the cart and have a beer.
That sounds awesome to me. I'd also just love to come up with a camera and follow you guys around, or you know, like maybe like be a bit of a caddy, hear what's going on in your mind, like why you choose this club over that one, stuff like that. Because I just don't understand, like, you know, I've hit the ball many times now, but I don't like have anything to string it all together. You know, from A to Z.
It's just experience, mate. You know, I mean, you don't even want to know what's in my head when I'm hitting golf balls, to be honest with you. But yeah, I was actually thinking about even going tomorrow up to our course in Tsutsujigaoka in Tochigi. But yeah, as you can see from behind the boys, it's kind of grey and all that kind of thing. But I'm looking at the weather, and it looks like it's going to stop raining from about 10 o'clock tomorrow in Tochigi. So that could be a vibe. We'll see how it goes. Okay, but we're going to keep it short and sweet on this one because we're doing this video format, so we'll see how it goes. But guys, thanks very much for another wonderful Golf in Japan podcast. We'll see you next week.
Good. See you, everybody.
Sayonara.
See ya.